This is a quick tutorial overview of the electronic scoreboard for second season using the charts on screen. I just wanted to give a quick overview. It has the play calling system here, and this is based on code that I've worked on over several years to call the plays and the defenses randomly, but also based on the situation of the game, field position, time remaining, and also over here for each team, you can have run-oriented play calling, which is more of the like the 70s oriented kind of team, or you can go to a more pass-happy play calling system where passes are more prevalent. Also, you can do coach override. You can call the play if you want right here by just calling whatever play you want and assigning that player. Now, these players all come from the lineups, and by default, it's just listed as quarterback, receiver 1, 2, 3, 4, and running back 1, 2, 3. But you can put your own names in there. Some of the lineups you'll see populate automatically because I've got those programmed to populate. So, for instance, if I put Steelers in here, it's remembering from the last time I was in, and Colts, and put in 75 and 68, load teams, you can see that these lineups automatically populate. And of course, I clicked on load teams to do that, and that also loads the logos and the team charts for the teams that I've had the charts for, which are pretty much from Keith Avalon's freebies and the ones he's given away, and a few homegrown charts that people have made that Keith made available as well. Go back to the lineups. I'll click here, and I just wanted to show you the scoring recap area. This is where this will track all your scores, if they were touchdowns. If they're field goals, you have to enter them manually. So to do a field goal, you just click on whichever team scored, and I typically just type in 33-yard field goal and kickers, and it appears right here. Touchdowns are automatically added. I'll show you how that works. So I'll just run through some plays and hopefully get through most of the functionality so you can kind of see how it works. So to get back out of scoring recap to the lineups, I'm clicking on scoring recap. Okay, to get back to the main screen, I'm clicking on lineups. So to do a kick for kickoff, let's say we're doing a kickoff with Roy Jarella. He's a kickoff C, so I'll click on kicking and go to the kickoff section of my book here. 52 with kickoff rating of C is 57 yards to secondary. So I'll put in 57. And then I'm going to switch possession to the other team. So Baltimore has it on the 8-yard line. And then I'm going to do my return. The die automatically updated already. 15 is touchdown, play nullified but obscure head bob penalty called on, oh, that's not return. 15 is subtract 8. So over here is the Baltimore offensive chart, and to get to the defensive chart, I'm just going to click on this, and so I can review the return, which is 26 minus the 8, which gives me 18. And then click back to offense. So this just toggles it back and forth. But the offense chart will always be on the left, but you can always look at the defensive chart if you need to for returns. So what did I say? The return was the return was 18. So I want to put the ball on the 26. So I'll click on this little yard marker and put 26 in here, and it'll automatically put the ball on the 26. Again, I clicked on that little yard marker. So Baltimore has the ball, first down and 10. You can see it's their ball. they're in the pass mode, I'll change them to run oriented. So each team has this. And to change possession, you just go to Pittsburgh, see they're in pass oriented, Baltimore's in run oriented. To run a play, I either choose my play manually or click autoplay calling system here, and just once you choose your play or whenever you're ready to go, just click on the helmet. And don't know what that was all about. Short pass against safe. So to start a play, click on the helmet, short pass against safe. You've got your dice rolls there in the middle. We have a 63, so we're going to do a check on his F2 pass, and Jack Lambert is a 1. We're not past midfield, so the answer is no. So is the fullback a 0 pass, and that's a no. So it's Q yards, so it's 16-yard gain. So I'll put 16 in here. So the short pass to Tom Matty resulted in 16 yards. You can see in the lineups area, it's tracking the first down. So Baltimore just got a first down, 1 for 1 on completions, 16 yards is QB rating, and Tom Matty has 1 reception for 16 yards. Oh, by the way, this is how you update the scores. If you need to add 3, you add 3, and you can take away 1. So if you have a missed extra point or something like that. So click here to run another play. Autoplay system calls outside run against defense of safe. We've got 55, so we're going to unusual results with a 61, and it's XR with a fumble gain. 66 on the XR is outside runners outside grade greater than E, and it is for Terry Cole. I would hope so. Terry Cole outside, yes, is a B. So the answer to that is yes. So he goes to the go chart with a. Let's get some more die rolls here. We're on the go chart 32, 14 plus the next die roll 5 is 19. So we have a 19-yard gain, but we also have a fumble. So let's do that fumble chart. And we'll use our last die roll here, 45, that hasn't been used yet. And it's a gain, so it's F rated 0. And the answer to that, of course, is Jack Lambert is a no. So F recovers it. So we have a fumble. So we'll give him his yards. Terry Cole got 19 yards. And we have a fumble recovered by F, Jack Lambert. So we'll change possession. And I also want to go to lineups. And interceptions are automatically added to turnovers, but fumbles are not. So I'm going to add a turnover for Baltimore. And so now we have a return of a fumble. We've got a new die roll every time we change possession. So I'm just going to do the return of the fumble using 15. I was thinking there was a, oh, here we go. Fumble return. Having problems finding that right now. So I see long kickoff return. Let me go to my quick reference chart. Fumble return. With a 15 is 11 yards. We're going to use 11. So we'll click off 11. Takes us to midfield. Pittsburgh's ball. So if I want to run, Franco Harris is the number 1 running back. Say I wanted to run Rocky Blyer at the middle. I'll pick inside run, running back 2. This is a coach override manual call. Inside run against the run. Rocky Blyer. So inside run against the run with a 54 die roll is K a run 0, and Bubba Smith is obviously not. So no chance, buried for 2 yard loss. So we'll go -2 and set the yard marker. Say there was a penalty on this play, short pass. Say there's holding on the offense. We're going to say penalties -10. You can see it turned yellow, and you can see it's 2nd and 12 right now. Now it's 2nd and 22. We're in the passing mode. Again, we can change it to run oriented. Click to run a play. We have medium pass against safe with a roll 15, and Terry Bradshaw is a B, so it's incomplete. All we do is say 0 yards, set yard marker, and you can see that he's over 1 because of the incomplete pass. Anyway, that's pretty much how you run plays. Kicking is the same as if, say it was 4th down and it was time to punt. You click on kicking, and we're going to do a punt return of D with Bobby Walden, 61 on a punt. Is he returned F? No, so subtract 4, and it's a fair catch. So subtract 4. We're going to make that punt 35 yards, enter it, change possession. And normally we would do the return. And again, if we wanted to see Baltimore's return, we just click here, and they're up here. Even if you forget to change this back to the offensive chart, which is always on the left, as soon as you run a play, it'll change it to the offensive chart here. Now, for some reason, you need to reference the offensive chart of the defensive team, which is on the right. You can click on this, and you'll see the offensive chart, albeit a little smaller. And of course, if you forget to change it back, as soon as you run a play, let me finish this one off. As soon as you run a play, it'll change this to the defensive chart and this to the offensive chart. What else? Let's see. The clock will turn red in the last 2 minutes of a quarter. You've got your dice roll here. This will turn, let's get to the past midfield. Let's say this was a 25-yard game. This will turn yellow when you cross midfield. When you get into the red zone, you're on a play, say it's a 25-yard game. This now turns red when you're in the red zone. It's not perfect. There's some things that you might figure out, wonder how to do certain things. So just let me know on the forum, and I'll tell you how to do things. I've played tons of games with it. If you run a play and it's a pass play, let's say short pass to receiver, running back 1, and it's a 12-yard interception, click here and it'll register the interception against that team. And then hit enter and change possession, of course. And you'll see that Baltimore has an interception registered, and it'll add a turnover. You do need to add turnovers if there's fumble. So if you have another fumble, you have to add that manually. You can change players' names in here, just type them in. But I've had some of these already automatically loaded. If you have a play and it ends up being that the quarterback scrambles, click here. And so this would be Terry Bradshaw scrambling. Click here, and it'll register his numbers. Say he got 12 yards. And you'll see that it'll register back for Terry Bradshaw here. Let's see. This reverses the field. So it reverses the field to the red zone and to the other end of the field. Again, this will set the ball wherever you want to set it after a field goal or something. Set it back there for the kickoff. Running out of time, so that is about it. Some people might be able to use it. Some people might have problems seeing the charts. So some charts present better than others. And I'll answer questions on the forum. But that's all the time I have. Thanks.